So yeah, the Super Bowl, man. That might have been the most boring Super Bowl I've seen in my entire life.
It wasn't good. It wasn't
No,
good.
man. Like, and the thing is the commercials weren't even that good.
Yeah, usually the commercials are funny.
The commercials felt like it was just a regular ass day, a regular ass game on a regular ass day. I don't know. Is it because it was two defensive teams? Like, I don't know what the problem was here.
Well, there were two defensive teams.
Yeah.
You didn't have like top 5 quarterbacks playing.
Yeah.
So that changes everything a little bit.
I was just sitting there. I was like, whoever bet that they wouldn't score a touchdown till the fourth quarter, whoever had that in their parlay, hit, dog.
I thought for a while it was going to be no touchdown at all because that
So
would have
did
been
I.
huge odds to bet no
touchdown on. Hey, did you see that guy that bet $50K that someone would run on the Super Bowl field naked, and he did it?
Oh, really?
He cashed his own ticket.
Yo, that's smart, dog. Seriously, I was like, I see you, dude. Who cares? They'll pay my fucking.
Your fines and lawyer fees are less than 50.
Guaranteed.
That's funny.
Okay, what did he make? He bet that. So what did he make? Right. It was a $50K bet. So how much were the odds?
Right.
What did he make on that $50K investment?
When did he run on the field, though?
I don't know. You know how that's just
I
on
watched
delay.
the whole game. I didn't even see
They
it.
didn't show it. That's the
No.
thing. They try not to encourage
Shit's
you.
on-
Yeah, exactly. They
Shit's
don't
on
show that
delay,
shit.
right? Green Day was saying fuck this and fuck that, and they delayed that too. I wanted to see the live of that.
This guy was so hype about
This
Green Day,
fool,
bro.
this fool wasn't hype. How you not hype for Green Day, dog?
I'm not a Green Day fan.
That's
man. I don't.
crazy, bro. That's racist, Leonard.
And
That's racism, Leonard.
I'll let it be.
Nah, the fact that they were doing American Idiot, I fuck with Green Day. Come on,
Yeah,
bro. Good
for sure.
riddance. You don't like Green Day?
No, I like their first album, that Dookie album. Like
Dookie?
I had a neighbor that put me onto that stuff, and I was like, okay, that's not bad, but I wasn't like a big fan. Of
You don't really like alternative or grunge or fucking. What about the Ramones? You like? Why can't I think of the genre of music? Blink-182, punk.
Punk rock, yeah.
You don't like
I
punk rock?
I like some punk. I like early punk.
Like the Ramones.
Yeah. What was a Fishbone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. But not a big like '90s punk. Like when punk came back around, I was just like, that's not punk. That they did it again.
They punked punk? Come on, dog. What should we intro this before
Intro
we
it,
start
yeah.
going on a skew and a tangent? We're supposed to be talking about football, and we're talking about how Leonard doesn't like Green Day, dog. What is this? What's going on here? Hey, what episode we on, Jay?
Ooh, 138.
Hey, I don't ever do that on the intro. I almost
Jones.
caught you there, bro. I was trying. You are now tuned in to Respect the Connect. I'm your humble, gracious, and highly favored host, Johnny James. I'm back with a few of my nearest and dearest. Jay Trav's in the building. What's poppin', Jay?
Man, I'm chilling today, dog.
Chillin'? Landward's in the building. What's poppin', Landwards?
It's popping
Like Orville motherfucking Redenbachen. And as you can see, we are joined by a very special guest. Coach Jason Eck is in the building. Episode 138. Make some motherfucking noise, Jay.
Yes.
2 weeks off and I still body the intro.
I'm just honored to be here, man. It's like
Hey.
Mr. New Mexico. And I'm just the new guy trying to fit in, man.
Hey, well, you're doing a good job,
Yeah,
dude.
man.
You're doing a good job. Like, I in the streets be talking, Coach. And everybody's telling me that I need to go to a Lobos game. And I'm like, yeah, shit, I'll be in the pit next week. They're like, no. You need to go watch a football game. And I said, why the fuck would I do that, my dude? We've been losing. Like, it's hard. I could only imagine, okay, you're a big fan, right? Like, you love the sport and you love the culture and you get season tickets and you've been trash for years. It'd be hard to justify them season tickets. Especially to the wife. You tell the wife, listen, babe, I'm going to get season tickets again. Why? For what? So you watch them fucking lose again? So everybody's like, yup, Coach Eck came through and changed the dynamic of what's been popping. And my dude, I got to tell you, hats off, my brother, because holy shit, to right the ship that fast, is commendable, my guy.
No, I appreciate it. And really, I saw the passion of the fans here because I knew they had always, followed basketball and, that pit's always crazy. So I just knew America loves football. So I said, I know if we can give them winning football they haven't had in a while, I knew those fans and that energy would transfer across the street, and it was even faster than I thought. I appreciate, shout out the whole city of Albuquerque, the way they turned out to have like 30,000 plus crowds this year. It was a great start.
What?
Next year going to be even better.
Let's go. Make some noise, Jay. I like that. You know what's dope about having the football program take off for sure, is, man, the tailgates, nothing quite like it, dog.
Hey, the tailgates were popping. The one, because we stayed at a hotel the night before the game with the team, and we played in New Mexico State. When we started rolling up on our buses, and this is 2.5, 3 hours before the game, and I mean, our players are just looking out like crazy because bumper to bumper traffic just trying to get into the tailgates. The tailgate lot was sold out at 8 a.m.
And that's real beef right there.
Yes,
you're talking about legit, real. We will fuck you up beef between the Aggies and the Lobos. That's I don't know when it started so crazy, but we're still in the same state. Y'all chill the fuck out. Stop beating the fuck out of each other. Keep that smoke.
I'm from Michigan State, brother.
So it's the same shit.
It's up.
Forever. Yeah, but
I still to this day don't wear green and white.
But we be doing we be going too far, dog. We be stabbing each other and shooting each other and shit.
Nah, on the field.
Yeah, see, no.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. I'm talking about the shit that translate. Listen,
No.
I was in Cruces, okay? I was in Cruces about 3 years ago, right? I got a Lobo Louis here with a Zia symbol tattoo underneath his eye. It says Burke in his hat, right? I was wearing my motherfucking, I was wearing something sleeveless, you know what I'm saying? Trying to show off the guns down there in Cruces.
The sun was out.
And Buddy comes up and he's like, "What's up, dog? It's fucking Aggie country." I told him, "The fuck are you talking about, my guy?" And he's all, "That tattoo." I told him, "Motherfucker, I didn't even graduate from high school. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? That shit's dope, bruh. A Lobo is dope. Not saying the Aggies logo isn't dope either, but dog, a wolf?
What is an Aggie? I don't even know.
It's like a cowboy.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Yeehaw, motherfucker.
There you
go. A wolf?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you had to choose a spirit animal, if God said, "Leonard, you want to come back as a cowboy or a wolf?" I don't know.
I'm a wolf and I'm hunting.
There you go. Yeah. See what I'm saying? I'm gonna hunt the Cowboys.
That's right.
I'm gonna hunt the Cowboys. So yeah, that's when you came down. Did you know that the fucking the beef was real like that with the Aggies?
Yeah, to be honest, man, I didn't know much about it. When I took the job, they came up and interviewed me at my last spot. So when I accepted the job, I'd never stepped foot in the city of Albuquerque.
Really?
When they flew me down for my press conference, that was the first time I'd ever been to Albuquerque. But we love it. So it was a little scary at first because you know what to expect, but we love it.
What did you know Albuquerque from before you got here? Bugs Bunny or Breaking Bad?
to be honest, I hadn't even seen either of them.
There we go.
I hadn't watched. We started watching Breaking Bad when we moved here. To try to get indoctrinated. I had to call a bunch of people. I had to call some people because I knew, the coaching fraternity is kind of small. So I called a bunch of coaches who I knew who had been here. And I kind of was expecting bad things just because sometimes you hear a bad rep, but then they all said good things. I kept hearing good things about being here and living here, and that was a big part of me choosing to come. And we love it. My family loves it.
That's awesome to hear. So where were you coaching before?
I was the head coach at University of Idaho, so up in the northwest part of the country.
That's a big difference.
Big difference, yeah.
That's like different. You guys are in whole different situation.
Yeah,
up there, right?
yeah. I mean, we were FCS football up there, so it's a level lower and different. We're there. You're 5 hours from Seattle and 6 hours from Portland. It's a small town, real small town, 25,000 people. So a big change here. And most of the schools I had been at previously were really way up north. I had been at South Dakota State before that, Montana State, Minnesota State. So it was very different for me to be down here in the Southwest. Man, I love this weather, man. That's why I'm wearing the short. That's why I'm wearing short sleeves here in February because it's 50-some degrees today. That's beautiful.
Crazy, and my ass over here in the hoodie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're spoiled by this weather.
Yeah, you really are. It's not extreme of anything, right? Not extreme winter, not extreme summer. One of the homies is like, "Man, I just love that I moved to Phoenix." And I told him, "What the fuck, dude? It's so hot out there, dog. I love all my Phoenix people, but ain't no fucking way I could live out there."
Yeah, 115 ain't me.
No, dude. That shit melts lids off of trash cans and shit.
And at night, though, dude, at night it's still hot as fuck out there.
One time when we were on tour, we did a show in Vegas. We opened up for Juicy J and Lil White, right? So we step up in the club. at like about midnight, and it was 120 degrees, right? We left the club at like 6 in the morning, and it was 115 degrees. How the fuck is it that hot with no sun in the sky? That don't even make any sense.
No.
It cooked the city so bad that the heat stayed that hot with no sun in the sky. I'm good. Give me my land of enchantment weather, bro, and keep it pushing. I like to go play. The best thing about it is I like going places and coming home because you appreciate the things more, right? The things that you're like, oh yeah, yep, our food is goated. Our weather's dope as shit. Our women are beautiful.
I mean, you got mountains like 10 minutes up here, bro.
You got mountains, you got desert, you got the white sands. You know what I'm saying? A river.
Sunshine all the time.
Sunshine all the time. Yeah, man. So when they recruited you, knew nothing about Albuquerque. Did you know that you were coming into a state that's, I guess, dominantly basketball? But see, the thing is, when I hear people say that, like, that New Mexico's a basketball state, like, I think that's true for the college, but not in totality. I feel like more people down here watch NFL than NBA.
Yeah, that's everyone said New Mexico is a basketball school. So some people told me you can't win there in football. It's a basketball school. But I just, no one goes to an NBA Finals party. Everybody goes to a Super Bowl party. America is a football country.
For sure.
The number one sport on TV ratings is NFL. Number two is college football. So I just said, my thought was, well, they like basketball. There's nothing wrong with that. But they've been choosing good basketball over bad football. If we can give them good football, they're going to turn out, and they did. Credit to our fan base, man.
100%. I like that. They've been choosing good basketball over shitty football, for sure. Like the Super Bowl. That was awful, dude. I'm going to keep saying it. I didn't spend no money, and I want my money back.
You want your money back?
I didn't spend well, they wanted us to get out there. Like, I almost was out there for the Super Bowl.
Really?
I'm glad I didn't do that. I mean, it would be nice to be in San Francisco. That's cool. I ain't never been to San Fran, but no, dude. I'm glad I was able to enjoy that boring fucking piece of shit
at the house.
At the house, right? But again, you got to go into why, and I'm glad Coach said that because they're both strong defensive teams. It was the number one and the number two defense of the league, right?
Yeah.
And it was on display.
The other thing that was, the Patriots caught some breaks. To the conference championship game to have the quarterback of the Broncos get hurt and play them with like the least experienced quarterback ever that deep in the playoffs. Yeah. That was almost a bye.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I think if the Broncos would have had their starting quarterback at home, they probably win that game. And that might be a little better, Super Bowl if he was healthy.
So, Coach, talking about football, what do you love about football? What made you fall in love with the game?
Yeah, I grew up in a basketball household. My father was a college basketball coach.
Oh, really?
I played hoops growing up, but then, my body became more of like a pulling guard on the offensive line than a shooting guard in basketball. So I made that switch over, and, I was a player. I played at the University of Wisconsin in Madison. I wasn't a great player, but, I loved, that team, being a part of the team, that camaraderie you have with the guys, and then that competition. So I couldn't really imagine doing anything else. So right when I was graduating from there, I got on as like a graduate assistant coach, and then just kind of worked my way up through the profession. But I love it. I don't feel like I'm working. I'm sure your job's the same way. You don't feel like you're working. You're just doing your thing.
I feel blessed to feel that way.
Yes.
Right? I think that's how you become really good at what you do.
Yes, you got a passion for it. You just enjoy it, and
if you feel like you're working, I don't know. I mean, it's work. Like, there's times when it's like, fuck. But there's times you're like, damn, I got to watch all this tape. Oh, dude. It's 1:30 and I'm still watching tape, right?
That's not too much like that, which is good. That's how I know I picked the right thing to do.
There we go. There's times when I got to edit something. I'm like, fuck, bro.
Yeah.
I just want to watch the new Cat Williams stand-up and I got to edit this video. Shit. But for the most part, it's 95% passion. I love what I do. And I think it translates obviously, especially when you talk to somebody, you can see, like if we were talking right now and you were like, oh, I kind of want to be a coach. Like I'd be able to tell, man, he probably don't really like what the fuck he's doing. Right. And with that, like, line of work, like I was watching, because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, right?
That's a tough lot in life.
It is. But listen, what you can say? You can say a lot about Cowboys fans, dog, right? The two things you can't say is that we're not loyal, right? And we're not a little crazy.
No question.
A little crazy, because every year's our year, dog. For the past 30 years, it's been our year, and it hasn't been at all. Not even close. Our closest year was when we had Romo and what's his name? What was Romo's first coach? The Cowboys should have never got rid of him. Parcells. That was our best chance, and that was already like 15 fucking years ago, dude. So I was watching the documentary, which is really good, by the way. I don't know if you've seen it yet on Netflix. The one with Jerry Jones and breaks down all the Cowboys. So they were talking to Jimmy Johnson, and Jimmy Johnson was saying, like, I'm all in. Like, this is my entire life. Like, my relationships have suffered before it. Like, I want to win so much that this is all I do. Like, I'm in a bachelor apartment and I'm just watching. Like, he was so into it that everything else just fell completely silent. When you have a position like that, like coaching or entertainment or something like that, like those are big endeavors. Like it's not like a typical 9 to 5 where you're like, okay, cool, I can just leave all of my troubles at fucking Costco. Because when you're doing something like that, your troubles are always with you.
It's a life.
It's a lifestyle.
It's your identity, really. You know, It really is. I try to, I got a big family. I got 5 kids, so, and I got a real supportive wife who's amazing, but you can't balance it. You got to try to blend it some. You got to try to have some. She travels with me to the games and things like that because it's impossible to really balance it because it takes up so much of your time.
5 kids, boys, girls, boys.
First 4 were boys, and we finally had the little princess last
at the very end.
Yeah.
Oh man, don't say that, bro, because I got 4 boys, right? And no, there was a part of me that's like,
Keep trying.
Man, buddy, I'm 40. In other words, I've been a dad for longer in my life than I haven't been, right? I was a dad at 16. I don't even know a life not being a dad, right? So, yeah, it's you got to blend it. I agree with you 100%.
I had my last one in the 40s, though. So you might have one more, and you're still young. You're still young. It's a mindset.
Coach, you putting that juju coach. On me, dog. You putting that. Hey, I told my uncle, I was like, I'm completely done. I'm done. He's all, did you have the surgery? You get fixed? And I told him, no. He's all, well, then, motherfucker, you ain't done.
You still in the game.
I was like, why are you saying that shit, Unc? Don't be telling me that shit. I'm practicing, bro, at the gas pump. Watch me put 20 exactly. Not even a penny over, dog. No 20.1. Nothing. Not even a courtesy shake.
I was going to say.
No. Pull out completely. Hey, I'll pull out. There'll be gas everywhere, not in the pump. Gas everywhere else but the pump. See, wilding out. Always go off on a tangent, bro. Always go off on a tangent. So, okay. You've completely changed how people are feeling about football down here, Coach. And, of course, we got PTSD down here, my dude. They see us winning. We're doing good. I'm sure you're walking around Whole Foods or Sprouts or Walmart or Target or wherever it is you do your bulk of your shopping. And the question is, Coach, you ain't gonna leave us, right? You staying, right? You staying, Coach, you love us, right?
I've been asked that a lot. People love to ask my wife, do you like it here? And like she says they ask her with like a tinge of fear that they think that she's going to say no.
How can we make you like it here even more?
We love it here, man. It's been football, like a lot of things, it's kind of a year by year deal, man. It's tough to look too far in the future, but we weren't looking around this year. We love it. I know the last coach left after a year, and our AD left after a year, but we've been enjoying this community, and it's kind of nice to. Once you've built that up, sometimes my 15-year-old son will get annoyed, like we'll be walking around town or something or in the pit, and people want to stop and talk to us and say hello.
Oh yeah.
And I saw the other thing when my dad was a basketball coach, because probably when I was in 8th grade, he got fired. So I heard like the whispers about
the other side of it.
Hey, your dad sucks. He should be fired. They're losing all the time. So I kind of jumped my son because he was giving my mom or my wife a hard time about it. I said, listen, this sure beats the alternative.
Sure does.
When people want to talk to you and stuff in coaching, because it can go the other way quick. So we're enjoying this offseason. We're really excited about this year because now we got some momentum behind us.
For sure.
Now I got dudes like texting me like, hey, they got a group and 50 dudes are going to buy season tickets for the first time. Never had Lobo season tickets.
Cool.
So we had 2 games that were kind of crazy last year at University Stadium. I'm thinking all 6 are going to be crazy this year. So
man, I'm going to be there for sure.
We got to get you lighting that little flame. We got that little the bucket where they like the hot air balloon bucket. They light the flame before the game. Do the coin toss.
Put me in, coach.
Let's get you there.
Let's go. I'm totally with that. So I like that you said you gotta mix it. Right? You can't balance it. When you have a family as big as yours, as big as mine, it has to be a lifestyle and what you do. So I was seeing one of your boys plays for you, huh?
He does. So I was just thinking you got your son Dom here doing the producing and stuff.
Yeah, producing.
That's awesome. Because like I said, if my son wasn't playing for me, I wouldn't have that extra time with them. Yep. And then that's my 21-year-old son, Jackson. He got 1 year left, and he played great this year. He was first team all-conference. He was the
position?
Linebacker.
Oh,
he was the co-defensive player of the year.
For real?
Yes.
Linebackers are such a fun position too.
And then my oldest son goes to UNM as well. He's not a ball player, but he works. He's like a student manager, like works in the equipment room, does that stuff. So just it's nice having those guys around.
So you got them right there with you.
There with
yeah. See, I love it because no matter what happens throughout the week, I know for sure we always get a Sunday to argue and talk shit and laugh and eat some food and just sit here and just be, right? I always want to incorporate that into my businesses. Like if there's something that I can turn around and be like, hey, look, this is growing at a rapid rate. I can't control it. I'm going to put you in charge of some of this stuff, right? I want you to learn this or I want you to do this. And man, linebacker, I wasn't big enough for linebacker when I played football, so I was always defensive end. I had to do offense and defense. But man, linebacker that's such a fun position. If you like to hit, that's the one right there. That's the one right there. Talking about that, I wasn't even planning on asking this, but my son, he didn't play football until he got into high school. And I played football from fucking the 4th grade until I got kicked out of high school. Right? And it's a small town, small community, Grant. So it's like Friday night lights shit. Like everybody's all about football. Like our team fucking sucked in high school, but coming up, like we were like varsity blues, like we were all in the same team and like we all knew each other. Like it was fucking dope. But my son, he got into football like his freshman year. He wanted to try it. And I noticed they don't even do hitting drills like they used to when I was like, I told my son, I was like, you guys play bull in the ring? He's like, what's bull in the ring? I told him, what? Y'all don't play bull in the ring? And there's like no legit hitting drills anymore. Am I wrong?
They've limited some stuff. Like you're not supposed to do bull in the ring anymore. Like in college, you get in trouble if you do bull in the ring or
Pill the snake.
We used to do board drill. Just put 2 guys on a board and who can knock each other off the board and stuff, head to head.
Yeah.
They say you shouldn't do that anymore either. So you still gotta craft the physicality, but I think a lot of those rules were put in, and it's kind of settled down. But there was a few years back where everything was crazy about concussions and concussions are going to end football. So I think you had to reinvent some certain things to try to work around that. We still have a thing called targeting in football that all the coaches are always talking about, where you can get kicked out of the game for like hitting with your helmet.
Oh yeah.
And they try to change the rules on that too.
I had a coach that he taught us all the wrong shit right away. 3rd grade, bro. He's all, let me teach you guys how to chop block. I'm like, all right, I don't see them do this in the NFL, but let's fucking do it. Whatever. And yeah, he taught us all the wrong shit. We were hit but it was a different time. Like it was a completely different time. Like I think my favorite hitting drill, I loved bull in the ring. When you first start playing football, right? And you see it on TV and you're like, this looks fun. And then you get hit for the very first time, like legit, when you get your fucking bell rung, you're like, oh, fuck, is this for me? I don't know if I'm in the right sport. Because that shit hurts, bro. Full body, you're like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Where did this come from?
Hey, that hit sent some dudes to basketball. Some
100%.
became basketball players.
100%. That first bell ring, you're like, oh shit, shooting guard don't look too bad, my guy. I could even be the center and it wouldn't be like this. So I had to teach, like, it's a learned behavior. Like you have to become comfortable with that type of shit, right? So I would go in and try and convince myself, I love bull in the ring. Bro, you fuck yourself up with bull in the ring. But we had one, my coach would call it pill the snake, right? So he'd get a line of guys here and a line of guys here, right? And there'd be one dude on this side and one dude on this side. And one had the ball and one didn't. And you'd have to run and meet in the middle. Bam! And just fucking run right into each other. You couldn't go around because the team would push you into each other.
Right.
So there was no escaping the hit.
Yeah.
I loved it. So when I went to go see my son practice, I was like, get ready for the hitting drills. Get ready for the hitting drill. I had gassed it up so high. I'm watching him practice. I'm like, The fuck are they doing? This is crazy. Where's the fucking hitting drills? And my son's like, we don't do hitting drills. Crazy. So the game has changed so much. Yeah. One that I still don't know if I can get used to is the kickoff now.
Yeah.
It looks like something I would like do on a video game.
Do they do that in college too?
No, so we're still traditional in college with kickoff, which I like. I don't like that new NFL kickoff.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
What's the point behind it? Like legit, I know they're trying to say it's safety, right?
They're trying to limit the full speed collisions where people have the 40-yard head start and then run into somebody, because now they're only like 5 yards apart, and they still have collisions, but it's it's like short area. You can't accelerate that fast in the short area.
I understand. Like I do understand. We got to protect like CTE. That CTE is no joke. Like we do have to protect our players. There's got to be a balance somewheres here. Like, and I think they're probably still finding it. It's just I can't get used to it. When I watch an NFL game, I'm like, what the? Even like I've seen it a bunch of times, but I'm like, what are they doing? Oh, that's right.
Well, some people even talk. They're like, should we get rid of the kickoff? But like the kickoff is like synonymous with football.
Yeah.
You don't say when the game starts. You like, what time's kickoff? You know what I'm saying? Like, so you really can't get rid of the kickoff. It's like,
what the hell would
football.
No kickoff?
I've heard you say, hey, after a touchdown, the other team starts with the ball at whatever yard line. Which like I said, I don't like that. I like that part of it, and part of what makes football crazy is you have just all kind of different dudes are part of a team. Games come down to that little kicker who's 5'8", 170 pounds, and you have the 300-pounders, and you have the speedsters. I think football's kind of got a little something for every kind of athlete.
For sure,
the breadth of bodies you have in a football team is crazy.
Yeah. For sure, I remember because I was wide receiver and defensive end because I wasn't big enough to be a linebacker. And man, defensive end, getting that quarterback, there ain't nothing like I think basketball equivalent would be swatting the fuck out of somebody, like nasty, ugh. But hitting a quarterback with everything you got when they're about to throw the ball, damn, or you hear them fucking shoulder pads pop, ain't nothing like that. Ain't nothing like that, bro. That's why I loved being a wide receiver, but I loved defensive end because of the hitting that you could do, right? So when I first started playing, they tried to. I feel like this happens for everybody. Like if you're first in there and you're not displaying astronomical athletic ability, you just go straight to the line. Yeah. Just put his ass on the line.
That's what they do.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't doing shit. I hated it.
Line is so important though, man.
I know
I coached my son's team, and I was coaching the line, and I was like, oh man, we're like guiding the ship here, man. Like when we got those kids engaged and we got them to play as a team, it made a complete 180 difference to our offense.
Well, you look at that Super Bowl. I mean, that's kind of boring, but the lines determined it.
Right.
That D line from Seattle could not be blocked by that Patriots line.
Yeah, they had those young guys out there,
killing them,
and they were eating them up. Yep.
And see, trying to explain that to somebody that's a Michael Irvin fan, dog.
Yeah.
I don't want to be just pushing. I don't want to be opening up hole two. Like, I'm trying to run. I want a fucking touchdown, dog.
Yeah.
Like, so as I was a kid, I was like, no, I'm doing everything I can to never be on that line ever again. And I wasn't. Really? It was 1 year on the line. And it was kind of on the line. I was a tight end.
Yeah.
So I could still move a little bit.
No,
right?
we had one of the most transformative kids we had on the team was a pulling guard.
Really?
Yeah, because when we got him engaged and we explained to him how important when he got his pulls correct and he knew the plays and where to hit people, it's like 20-yard runs, 30-yard runs consistently. Just because he knew where to go, who to hit, and who to look for when he came around the corner. It was like complete night and day difference.
Yeah.
It's important. Kids don't feel bad if you get put on the line. Like, it's really integral. Like,
all
you
right,
need all players.
Leonard's right. I'm just being honest here. I'm talking about my
when you
traumatic.
Were a kid, you were mad.
I appreciate you, Leonard. I appreciate you as a fellow lineman. I appreciate you sticking up.
I was pissed. I was like, I'm gonna do burpees. I'm gonna do everything I can to get off this motherfucker. But you're right. Without that, like, if you got a running back and the line can just blow that hole open, super pause, that was wild. Dog, they're gone.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
Right? And the protection of the quarterback is essential.
For sure.
Essential, especially if you don't got a quarterback that can really maneuver around a little bit. You got to give him some time in that pocket to figure out what he's going to do. It's funny because when you, like, I feel like with football, you got to be raised with it, bro. Like, if you're not, and you talk to somebody that wasn't raised with it, like, I remember the first time It was a long time ago, bro. My girl was watching it, and like I was pissed. I got up. I was like, "What the fuck? That's unnecessary roughness!" Yelling at the screen, right? And she started laughing her ass off. I was like, "What's so funny?" She's like, "Why did you say it like that?" I was like, "What do you mean? That's a penalty." She's like, "Oh, I thought like you." She thought I meant like that's unnecessary roughness. I was like, that does sound kind of crazy, right? Unnecessary roughness. But she pointed out to me that like I didn't realize because I grew up playing and I grew up watching and all of that. There's a lot of fucking rules in football, like a lot.
Yeah.
You have to be. You've got to start watching it at a young age because if you start later on in life, good luck trying to find out all the fucking the rules.
Yeah.
And they stay changing.
No question.
They stay
like that
changing.
kickoff rule you talked about.
Yeah, they stay changing. And it's funny, I always go back to that because I was pissed. I was like, that's fucking unnecessary roughness. That sounds so lame when you actually break it down. Like, Jason, that is unnecessary roughness, my guy. Stop being so rough. Yeah. So, man, everybody was, I think the first time I really heard when everybody was like, Johnny, you got to get to a game. We're doing our thing, was UCLA.
It was a big game, man. We hadn't beat a team like that in a long time for the Lobo. It was like 2007, 2008 since we won a big game like that.
That's a long time, bro.
That was probably the last game Lobo game I went to was around that time. Bro.
When you were a kid.
What did that feel like, Coach?
No, it was a great feeling because you're going to the Rose Bowl, which is like one of those kind of mecca stadiums in college football. Been there with all the history and stuff, and you're in the locker room at the Rose Bowl. And I did that the day before. We went through, had a little walkthrough. And they got all these pictures of the great games. They got like Vince Young when he scored the touchdown to beat USC. They got they've had Super Bowls in the Rose Bowl. They had like the Olympics. They had like Olympic soccer. They had the one girl in the Olympic soccer gold medal. And then they got even like all the like music performers who played there. So it kind of circles the locker room. That's why I told the team, I said, hey, we're going to have a performance to put our picture up there and that locker room around there for one of the biggest upsets in that Rose Bowl. And, they were down this year. It wasn't a great UCLA team. Their coach ended up getting fired right after we beat them. But, we came out there and played our game and really kicked their ass. Ended up being 27-10. We controlled the game. We defended the heck out of their quarterback. And I thought their quarterback was good. Nico had been at Tennessee the year before and led them to the college football playoff. So, that was a very satisfying win. And, that was my, first win as a head coach over like a Big Ten team. First time the Lobos ever beat a Big Ten team. And, pretty fun feeling coming off the crowd. And all of our Lobo fans who traveled out there, they kind of all gathered in the corner by the tunnel where we came in.
Hitting them with that real quick. Awesome, I bet. That's when it really hit my radar. Everybody kept it like, bro. Because I was like, yeah, we'll be there. Basketball season's coming up around, right? Yeah. Because it had been a long time. Like, what do you think you brought that shifted it so quickly?
Well, I think the biggest thing is the power of belief. You got to get people to believe it. It's the players to believe, your coaches to believe and be on the same page, and it's even the fan base to believe that things are going to be different. And I always think is my job as the head coach. I got to kind of display the confidence as the head coach and the leader. Like especially you're going to go into a game like that where you're an underdog. I think we're like a 16-point underdog. Everything all week has to show confidence that we can do it. If I ever say something and act kind of like nervous about it, or I'm rattled by this player, we got to stop this guy. He's really good. I think the team they feel that
for sure,
even more so than what you're saying. So, I think it was that power of the belief that we instilled, and we had some good players. We had a lot of great coaches that coached guys up, but we believed we were going to do it going in there, and that's one of the biggest battles when you're going in there as an underdog is believing you can do it.
So you actually brought some players with you when you came out here, right?
Yeah, no, we had 7 dudes who played for me at Idaho. Then we had another 7 dudes who we recruited to Idaho who had signed with us, but then when we left, they got out of their signing and came with us, and then we brought in a ton of dudes from other places. Like last year's team, the football team's big. We had 109 players. 34 of them had been on the 2024 team. 75 were new.
Holy shit.
Last year. So we really had to flip that roster and bring in a lot of good talent from all over the place. And, I kind of like the guys who or the underdogs. We had a lot of guys who came up, were at lower as a level of college football and wanted that chance. So I've always liked those underdogs. That's why I got respect for Pavia here from Albuquerque, because he was kind of that underdog and wasn't recruited, had to go to junior college and things like that. So
honestly, I'm glad you brought up my dog Pavia. That's a good conversation that I'm assuming people would probably not expect us to have, right? Pavia had a fucking great year this year. He's phenomenal. Dude is a fucking menace, right?
He's a great
fucking
player.
menace. Great player. If you had been around at that time, would you have scouted him?
No question.
Yeah.
No question. I went over, one of my first stops when I got hired is I went over to Volcano Vista High School. And I talked with Coach Wallen, who's the head coach over there, been there a long time. And he's a good dude. He's an Aggie dude. His kids played there, but a really good coach, really good dude. And I want to hear the story. Like, how did his recruiting go? How did he end up at New Mexico military? And then all that. And he goes, just no one recruited him. And I said, did the Lobos look at him at all? He goes, not really. He goes, he would have walked down to the Lobos. He wouldn't even needed a scholarship. If he would have got a walk-on, they would have taken him. So, I got respect for a guy to go from that, where coming out of high school, he had no offers.
Yeah.
Had to go to a junior college, and then he ends up being the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy, the number 2 player in the country. And really,
crazy.
Probably a lot of years he would have won it. The Indiana was a great story, too, with Mendoza, winning it all. So I had a lot of respect for him. I think he's a great competitor, a great player. And, I think for me personally, if we could ever find that guy in the state like him who could be the starting quarterback for the Lobos, I know that would even invigorate our fan base even more.
You guys hear, Coach? Get your asses out there. Come on.
Get your kids in Yaffle, get them working.
Film some videos.
I'm looking for that next Albuquerque Burqueño quarterback.
So can I ask you a follow-up to it, just in that vein? What would you say to the kids that have those dreams, that live out here? Like, what do they need to focus on? Because you've seen a lot of players. You've seen a lot of growth and development with rosters. Like, what do the kids need to actually do to get on your radar or to get your attention that they might get that look?
Well, one thing I would say is keep your grades up, because there's always some great players who can't get recruited because they don't have their grades right.
Gotcha.
And we ran into that with a few kids in the state who we liked, but then when we get the transcript, they're just not going to be eligible, for the NCAA requirements. So make sure you get your grades up. That's important if you want to be a college ball player. And really, you see sometimes guys can go to the NBA straight from high school or something. You can't really do that in college football. No one does that. You got to go through college football, so you got to have the grades if you want to play in the NFL. So get your grades right. I think I like multi-sport athletes. I always love dudes who do track too, because I want to see how fast guys are.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting about Pavia. I think he was a state champion wrestler as well, which shows your competitiveness and things.
Sure.
So I like multi-athlete, whether you're football or wrestling. I think is good in the winter. I think track is probably the best in the spring. I know some guys love baseball, but baseball doesn't carry over great to football. Those track times do, though. I love to see a guy who can run sub 11 on the 100 meters for a skilled guy, or a big lineman who can throw that shot put 50 feet. And then you got to have good film. Again, we rely a lot on the film that we watch, which is putting together your highlights. There's a company called Huddle that does most of the highlights for kids. We rely on the high school coaches' recommendations a lot too.
Gotcha.
So I had a dude come up to my office the other day and tell me, he's interested in playing for us, but his high school coaches never play him. And I was kind of thinking, it's going to be tough. You know what I'm saying? I just met you for 5 minutes. Those guys are around you all year. So if they ain't playing you, it's tough for me to think how they're making a mistake. And then we have camps in the summer. I think those are really good, too, to come impress us at our camps. And, we took a linebacker last year from Stibala High School.
Nice.
He came to our camp, killed it. Dominated, was fast, was physical, we did the hitting drills, he was hitting. We offered him a scholarship on the spot, and he decided to be a Lobo. So we're trying to find those best players in the state of New Mexico. I even did a little jaunt down, south, went to Las Cruces and Hobbs and Carlsbad, all those spots, looking for guys too.
See, they took Pavia, now you could take theirs that they got down there. Because when we sat down with Diego, right, shout out to my dog Pavia, I could tell that he was pissed but disappointed
that the Lobos didn't recruit him.
He thought, bro, I'm this is my backyard, dog. Like, I should be the Lobos fucking quarterback. Like, how could you guys not even think about giving me a look? And then to go down there and then for real, of course, and a bunch of people. I had people that are like, oh my God, he peed on the logo. And I'm gonna be honest here. That's kind of funny, dog. It was kind of funny, dude. Like, I'm from the 90s, bro. Like, we had the little homie turning around, flipping you off, peeing on your favorite logo, right?
Hey,
when you're that mad and that disappointed, you're and it's competitive.
He showed some bad judgment at times.
Yeah,
for sure.
He showed some bad judgment at times, but he's he's young. I mean,
he's a youngster.
I did that. I had some bad judgment when I was his age. You know what I'm saying? So I get make mistakes in that, and I think the root of it is he's a competitive motherfucker.
For sure.
And he wants to win, and it pissed him off that he didn't get that offer from New Mexico. It pissed him off. He didn't win that Heisman over Mendoza.
Yep.
I think he'll learn and grow from it, and better not to get that stuff out there, public. Like
Especially on the social media, bro.
Yeah. And you know what? That's another thing. Like, if Joe Namath did this shit back in the day, none of that stuff would have ever gotten out because it was before social media.
Because he probably did.
Yeah. And really, the stuff that probably drove him, he went to the Senior Bowl, that top All-Star game, and they measured him. He's like sub 5'10". He's like 5'9" and 7'8". So that fire that he had that probably led him to do some foolish stuff also led him to be one of the great underdog stories.
100%.
To be a guy who went from non-recruited out of high school to be the number 2 player in the country.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
got to have that.
For sure.
See,
So
that's
respect.
why.
Much respect for Pavia and everything he did representing Albuquerque.
That's
and I love he always credited Albuquerque. I mean, he represented
Always.
Albuquerque.
Because a lot of people, and not as much anymore. This was a problem we had a while ago. And I'd like to credit myself some to the switch of this. A lot of people would leave and try and act like they weren't from here.
Yeah.
Or not represented at all, right? They'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm from Atlanta. Like, what the fuck, dog? You fucking grew up on Zuni. What the fuck are you talking about? You're from Atlanta. What are you talking about? Like, I hate that. That pisses me off, like, for real.
Well,
be
that's
proud of where you're from.
That's what I think was one of my jobs. Like, us being good in football, I think hopefully puts pride in Albuquerque.
For sure.
Put pride in being from here and people, wearing your Lobo hat proudly around and stuff.
Had
man. So
to.
That's my
Lobos.
job, man.
I mean, we could wear the Dukes, but the Dukes been gone for a long time. I rock with the Isotopes too, but the Dukes got a better merch. Lobos got good merch too, though. Lobos got
That turquoise was popping this year.
I'm
When we brought back
telling
the
you.
turquoise jerseys, that was hot.
Yeah, the Lobos got killer merch. And I agree with you. It does bring pride, especially we don't have a professional sports team.
No question.
Right? We have our college teams. So, yeah, I would love to rock a new era fitted of a professional sports team from Albuquerque, but it don't exist, dog. So watch me rock my motherfucking Lobos gear till the fucking shit busts wide open, dog.
I love it. That's one of the things I thought that appealed to me to this job too, is because coming to a state where you didn't have NBA, where you didn't have NFL, you didn't have a Big Ten or a SEC team, I knew that gave you an opportunity to get everybody to embrace you. And
For sure.
some of the teams in our conference, weren't like that. San Diego State's got a lot of stuff else going on in California. Utah State, they got the Utah Jazz, they got they got BYU. I kind of liked our niche here where we're the biggest school in the state, no major pro sports. I just thought that gives you an opportunity to kind of energize the fan base.
I think so too, 100%, because you have a lot, different states, there's a lot of competition for that. Sports is entertainment. For that sports entertainment, there's a lot of different places you could put your eyes.
No question.
Down here, there's not.
No, San Jose State's in our league, and they got the Niners, bang bang Niner gang right there, and all that stuff you're dealing with.
Exactly. That's why when we throw this up, you already know it's about to go down, Jason.
So we're getting Jason to a game next year too.
Yeah.
You can't have
let's do it.
We are.
We get Jason to a game.
Jason, that's adjacent to Jason at the
Yeah,
game.
down.
So, you know what? We talked about the UCLA game, Coach. Take me to the bowl game. Take me to that last play. What, as a coach, what is getting right there and just not getting over it feel like?
Now, that bowl game, here's the thing about the bowl game. I think that whole experience, because the Lobos hadn't been to a bowl game since 2016, and that was the New Mexico Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
So we hadn't been to a bowl game that was out of town since 2004, 21 years.
That's crazy.
So that whole experience, and then, I feel like we do have a a gritty, competitive fan base. So I kind of like setting challenges for our fans this year. You know, and I told them, hey, I want to see 10,000 people out in Albuquerque, and I knew that, or out in Phoenix for the game, and I knew that was a lofty goal.
Yeah.
You know, I think even our administration told me, you know, maybe you should say like 6 or something because
hedge your bets a little bit.
It's the day after Christmas, and you know it's it's drivable, but it's a long drive, and there might be snow. I said no, I want to challenge them, and then our fans turned out. You know, I had so many people tell me, like on TV, how loud it seemed when the other team had the ball, how many pictures. My wife even said, like, because they set up like the Louis Lane outside of the stadium, and she said it was like body-to-body people. There were so many people. And she said she almost got emotional seeing it, how many people came out. And then, you know, we played our ass off in that game. You know, we're playing a Big Ten team again. You know, who had a good year, and we battled right to the end. The very last play, you know, we got the lead by 3, and then they make their kid makes a great catch. That receiver, he made 2 great catches for touchdowns in that game, and they went from down 3 to up 3 to win the game on the last play. So everything was wonderful about that experience except the last play.
The very end, yeah.
Sometimes over the holidays, then when we got back, I'd like sit in bed and I was thinking about it, and then I couldn't sleep, and then I kept playing it back through my mind, and then we intercepted it the last play, then I fall asleep. But that wasn't how it happened.
Yeah.
Power of belief.
I could only imagine, like, because I'm competitive too, right? So like you see games like that, and I tell my boys, and my son's he's in wrestling, and you know he's lost more than he's won, and I always tell him, like, if you're gonna be in sports and you're gonna even just root for a sports team, you gotta get comfortable with losing.
Yeah.
Because it's more losing than winning. It really is.
Yeah, and you know what I talked to our team about. You know, I think we got a very tough team, and we define toughness as how do you respond when bad things happen. When bad shit happens, how do you come back? And I think that'll be the answer now for this team going forward in 26. You know, we had a bad ending to last year. You know, how do we leave nothing to chance and get improved so that we have the storybook ending to the season next year? We do all those little things right along the way, and you know, there was a lot of good steps. I mean, our game, you know, versus New Mexico State was amazing with the turnout. Our last home game, which was the Friday after Thanksgiving against San Diego State, that was the loudest I'd ever heard the stadium. They had a time where they had 3 straight false start penalties, the other team, because it was so loud that they couldn't communicate. And I kind of laughed.
You were there?
Yeah, I kind of laughed because you hear it. You know, you talk to other people in the coaching industry, and like no one's ever said, like, I never heard anyone ever said, yeah, we got to practice for crowd noise going to play New Mexico.
Wow.
No one ever talked about that. Like, there were places you do. You'd say, we're going to Boise State or we're going to Michigan. We got to get ready for the crowd noise. No one had ever said that, but because of our fans, they do now. The teams who play here next year better do that because San Diego State wasn't ready for it, and the fans, you know, they didn't just come to watch. They came to make a difference in the game. I mean, they had a factor in that game.
So you got a bunch of players last year that never played with each other. Now going into this year, you got players that already have 1 year under their belt together. Momentum from a great season last year. Okay.
No question.
Okay, I see you, Coach.
You know, this is where our strength coach really shines. We got a great strength coach. He's been back with me. This will be his 5th year with me going forward. He was with me back up at Idaho. And so he's kind of my ace. Because this time of year I have different things. I got travel for stuff and other things. And but he's with the guys every day. So I'm always talking to him and getting the updates of how they're doing. And he's like, hey, you know, where we are right now compared to where we were last year at this time, he goes, not even close. And, you know, he's building it every day kind of behind the scenes. And, you know, like our defense has a ton of guys back. You know, we got to replace a few faces on offense who were good players, but our defense has like everybody back. So, you know, I think the second year effect, I look back, you know, from my first head coaching job at Idaho, you know, we got 2 games better. We went from 7 wins to 9 wins, you know, so I'd love to go from, you know, 9 to 11, you know, this next year. Now we're really talking.
It's so crazy to see you come in, shift the culture, and not just shift it, but like embrace it, like for real. Like I can tell just
revive it, man.
Yeah, I can tell just sitting across from you. Like people don't understand. Like they see it, they watch it on TV, they see you on TV, they hear interviews. Like they don't get it. It's different when you're sitting with someone for real because you get to feel pause. You get to feel their energy, right? You get to feel if they're legitimate or on some bullshit, right? I can feel your genuine love for the city, for the state, and for the culture. Like you can tell. And I think that translated in what you did with the organization.
Yeah, when I first became, because I was an assistant coach for 23 years. So I did 23 years kind of the behind the scenes, learning and growing until I finally had my chance to be a head coach. So I asked a lot of head coaches when I first got that job, what advice do you give to a first-time head coach? And the one that really stood out with me is, hey, you got to be yourself. I mean, you got to fit in with yourself, because if you're not yourself, people are going to see through it. If you try to be Nick Saban or trying to be Bill Parcells or Jimmy Johnson, he goes, people are going to see through it. You got to be true to yourself. And if you're authentic and they feel that, they're going to respond to that. And, I knew here it wasn't just turning it around. I had to embrace this community because they hadn't been turning out for games. We hadn't had a sellout since 2007 until we had the sellout this year.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So I knew I had to, get with the people and show up at things, go to speaking things, show up at events. I remember going last year to, and no one knew who I was yet, but I went to the Hispano Chambers gala they had. Yeah. And I showed up at that thing. That's kind of wild. The guy I was with said it was like the Chicano prom. And Ed Manzanares was my host, taking me around, introducing me to people. Fired. And no one knew who I was. But, like I said, being out like that and inviting people, hey, you got to come see us play this year. I think it's one thing to never go to other people's shit and then ask them to come to see your games. I felt like, hey, I had to be at everything.
For sure.
So they felt like I was a part of the community. So then when I asked them to come to the football games, it wasn't like I was asking them to do something I wasn't doing myself.
Why you want me to come watch a football game? You ain't even pulled up to one basketball game.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen you on the soccer field, right?
No question.
I mean, they embrace you, dog. They'll keep you forever. Like, shout out to the homie Kenny Thomas. Like, look, that's a prime example. Like, he killed it as the Lobo, went to the NBA, came back home, and he gets love everywhere he goes. Right?
Like Kenny's the best. Anytime he asks me to be on his show or thing, I always pull up.
He's a good dude, and he represents. And it goes to that. Our culture is authentic, bro. Like you said it yourself with the coaching advice. Be yourself, because especially down here, dog. Like I say this to a lot of people when they come in from out of state. Like New Mexico, we have a sixth sense, dog. We got a talent that is
bullshit
not really,
meter.
100%.
There you go.
It's not really discussed, right? But we could see through bullshit 5 miles away, right? And sometimes we'll let you keep talking your little bullshit to see how far you're gonna hang yourself. Then we'll be like, that fool was on some fucking fuckery. I'm not gonna fuck with him. But authenticity is welcomed and noticed instantaneously when you're yourself, good or bad. Or people think that just because it's burke, it has to be fucking rough, tough with my afro puff. You have to have a fucking felony or fucking know how to steal a car or some shit, stab somebody eventually. They look at it as the culture has to be just through that lens, right? And I'm trying to tell everybody, I'm like, no, like it doesn't matter if you're a felon or you're a Harvard graduate. Just be yourself. That's what we want, 100%. If you were raised in the hood or the suburbs, it doesn't matter, dog. Be your authentic hood self or your authentic suburb self, and you could sit down at the table with the rest of everybody and be welcomed the same exact way.
And you know what? That's the beauty of football, because I feel like football brings everybody together like that.
For sure.
There's not a lot that felon and that Harvard graduate would have in common, but good football, doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, brings everybody together, man.
It does. Even if they're arguing, they're still together arguing.
That's right.
Right? With the like I said, that's why fucking say what you want about us Cowboys fans, dog, but we're loyal and we're delusional. And sometimes you got to be delusional, coach. It just shouldn't take 30 years, dog. Fuck, dude.
You ain't saying nothing to me.
You're a Lions fan, so my bad.
Exactly.
See, I'm old enough to remember right when the owner got there, when Jerry got there, and he won him to the Super Bowl right away, and you were like, man, is this going to be like the best era ever? Are they going to win? They're going to win 2 out of every 5 Super Bowl champions, and it's kind of went a little dry now.
He's fired. I look at it. It's kind of like the curse of the Bambino, right? With the Red Sox. He fired Jimmy Johnson, and we've been fucked ever since. I know Barry Switzer stepped in, but listen, I was 10, and I probably could have took him to the Super Bowl.
They had some players now.
Man.
Irvin, Aikman, Emmitt Smith. You're right. You're right.
Deion Sanders. There was a point when Deion Sanders would get a kickoff, and it was weird when he didn't run it all the way back. His kickoff returns were crazy. And there goes another player right there that's multifaceted. He was just as good in baseball as he was in football. But I do agree with you, Coach, that baseball is harder to translate to football than basketball or track or even soccer would be to football.
Or wrestling. I like wrestling.
Because you got to be aggressive with wrestling. And you got to be aggressive with football. If you're not aggressive, someone's going to run right fucking through you.
Yeah.
It's changed so much. It's crazy. Like, I was talking to my cousin the other day, my cousin Joe, which he definitely could have played for the Lobos if we wouldn't have done dumb shit in high school and just fuck off our entire high school career. It got to the point, like, because Grants is a small town, so when you get into high school, your last name matters more than your skill set, if that makes any sense, Coach. It's more of
some politics at play.
100%, right? So it was easy to lose the drive, but my cousin Joe, like we used to call him Big Joe, like he was fucking nasty. Linebacker, he would fucking, you couldn't get past him. This dude was, and I was his cousin, so I had to act like I wasn't scared to hit this motherfucker when I was shaking in my motherfucking cleats because he would fucking lay you out, bro. And we were playing, I swear I got a point here. I'm getting to something, how much it's changed. We were playing Laguna, I think it was, right? And the fucking running back, it was a fullback. He was fucking just, damn, big old motherfucker, bro. So he gets through the line, right through the 2-hole. Here comes Joe. We're used to Joe just knocking him straight out. He lays my cousin Joe on his ass, bro. Blows right through him like nothing. Touchdown. And all of us, our jaws are on the floor, dog. We'd never seen it before, right?
He said, if Joe can't tackle him, none of us are going to tackle that dude.
That's not even the best part, my dude. He takes off his helmet, and it's a fucking chick, bro.
Nah, stop lying.
Swear to God. It's when when it was co-ed. Like, the chicks were able to play with us, too, if they wanted to. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
She fucking put my cousin Joe on his ass, bro. Hey. 30 years later, and he still doesn't hear the end of it. Listen, I never got put on my ass by a chick, dog. You did, bro, not me. But you can't.
Poor Joe taking shots.
Poor
here,
Joe. Joe, he's gonna be listening to the podcast.
He's to see his cousin's podcast.
Yeah, he's like, man.
You started off bigging him up.
I
like,
was.
oh yeah, I might still be able to make it to you and them.
It's all love. It's all love.
No.
It is. He's like, damn, Johnny, sit down with the coach. He's gonna talk about how good I was as a linebacker. You were great, Joe, until you met your match. Until that play, dog. Until that play. But it's changed so much. Like, you can't do, like, I don't even think, like, can women play yaffle? Like, can girls play football with the dudes now?
Well, ironically, New Mexico, I think, is the first woman who ever played at the Division I level. They had a kicker at New Mexico back in the day.
I remember that, yep.
Who was the first one ever. We don't have any now. And
like, is it just not happening, or is it like, I don't know, because I don't see it anymore. Yaffle, I don't see it anymore. And there was a few girls that played football with us when we were kids.
Hey, I like to win, so if I thought there was a girl who would help us win, I'd play her. But no one's come up that I've seen lately who's good enough to help us win. But if someone did, I'm all for gender equity.
Yeah, hey, 100%, 100%. So who's your favorite football team, Coach?
You know what? I had some ages growing up. When I was real little, I lived in Illinois, so I was a Bears fan a little bit.
The Bears.
But that kind of faded out. And then probably my best friend from college played with the Packers for about 10 years. So when he was a Packers player, I loved to go out and hang out with him in Green Bay and, kind of be the entourage.
So we talking about the Brett Favre?
He played like right at the end of the Brett Favre era. Now, he played with Favre, like he hung out with, by that time, Favre would kind of get in trouble, and like his wife had put the foot down. So like Favre was never out running around anymore. But some of the veterans who used to be Favre's running mates kind of took my guy under their wings because they needed new running mates because Favre was shut down. So he ran around with them. Then it was the Rodgers era.
Yeah, man.
So those are some good eras back then. But I really don't have a team now. Like when I watch football now, I kind of watch with the coach. I'm watching that like. Watching the Super Bowl saying, man, I mean, the Patriots got to help out this left tackle. He can't block this DN. You can't just keep asking for the same thing to happen, man. Can we get a running back or a tight end, the double team?
You do fantasy football?
I did it 1 year of my life, 2015. And I was assistant coach. Our head coach, we were shitty. We were 5-6. Head coach got his ass fired, and I was out of work. And you know what? I look back and I said, you know what? Because it's kind of obsessive. I started finding out, like, man, Joe Horn, man, he's the guy this week. And I'm studying these sheets, and I should have been studying some film on who we were playing. So I put it away because it's did it 1 year. We got fired. Now I'm superstitious as fuck, so I don't want to mess with that anymore.
I don't blame you. And my barber, he keeps trying to get me into it because when I was younger, it was more football for sure. I was more into football. Loved basketball. Was still into basketball, but it was definitely more football based. And as I've gotten older, I think my love has shifted a little more. I definitely watch more basketball. And my barber's like, no, you just got to get into fantasy football so you can watch the whole shit in totality and you can be rooting for this player and that player and doing it. I'm like, damn, that sounds like a lot of work, my dude.
It is.
That sounds like a lot of work, bruh.
I found it, and I'd be, fuck, I got to find this third receiver this week. And I'm studying this stuff, and like I said, I should have been watching Montana film because Montana beat us, and we got our ass fired.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, I really appreciate, what you've brought down here, and I appreciate how much I can tell you do enjoy the culture and being here. So with that in mind, we got to ask you the question they're going to wonder if we're asking. Coach, red or green?
I like both. I probably prefer green a little bit because I like a little green chili chicken enchilada. I like the green chili cheeseburger. But I'd never had it in my life. I'd always heard of like carne asada. I'd never heard of carne adobada till I moved here. And I love carne adobada burritos.
Oh, fuck, now
I love that. Barrella's, Frontier. I mean, that's my jam.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Look,
the red chili, man.
Yeah.
That checks out, Doc. He passed the vibe check, right? Even though I prefer red, which I get people, we argue about this all the time, and I've explained it a couple times, but I haven't explained it to you, Coach. The reason, I love them both. I can't live without them. Like, we need them, right? Sorry, I can't live without them.
I like them both.
I love them both. Colorado thinks they got green chili, but they have bell peppers, and that's another argument. We'll get into that later. But the reason I prefer red over green is because it takes more of a chef to make red. You can't accidentally make good red chili. It doesn't take a lot to make green. And I know that's not a crazy argument, but that's just...
I respect that. It's
like,
the art. You respect the art,
the
process.
When you have some good red chili, oh, shit.
It's like a 5-star recruit. That's your green chili. You grow the right plant, right seed, right climate. That plant's going to do what that plant does.
Yep.
But with that red, it's like... You could take the bare pieces and turn it into something.
I like that. Green chili is recruiting. Red chili is development. That's a process. There you go. Hey, here's how much of a newbie I was, though. It took me 6 months before I realized that it was the same plant. I thought, for 6 months, I thought there was the garden, and here's the red, here's the green. So that's how little I knew.
Yeah, they'll get pissed in the comments. They're like, it's the red, it's the right plant, right? It's the same plant, so you're arguing over this. It's not the same fucking dish, dude. Yeah. It's the same plant. I know it is, right? But always, it's the same plant. So you like red or you like green and you like them both. The fuck out of my comments. Fucking weirdo.
You need to get out of the comments.
I do stay out of there, but every now and then, bro, I post and ghost. But every now and then I come in to see something will fucking hit I'm like, why is this going? For example, perfect example, right? We're still talking about football. So I was asleep and I had the idea of the Ba with the basket, right? Because before I went to sleep, everybody was talking about, oh my God, it's not in English. Why are we doing this? Who's Bad Bunny? I went to sleep with that. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about, dude? And when I woke up, I realized that ba with the ba is fucking gibberish, not even English. And everybody's like, yeah, fuck yeah, ba with the ba, da bang, diggy. So I made the skit, right, from that perspective. And I'm like, what the fuck is a ba with the ba, my guy? That skit landed on the wrong side of the internet and brought out all the fucking racists. All the racists. It went viral with all the racist people. I'm like, this is crazy, dude. Man, welcome to the dark side of the fucking internet, especially on Facebook. Oh, Facebook is a whole different ball game, bro. People are on Facebook are like they're like 45 to 70, right? The demographic. don't have a very good sense of humor,
Yeah.
like to argue, and about 30% of them are racist. So they were out in droves. Did I use that right? Droves. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did.
I'm going to have to check the Facebook comments.
The
on that
Facebook
post.
comments are fucking crazy, dude. Some people are like, yeah, America, English. And it's just fighting and arguing.
Speaking of social media, do you guys have like any rules for your players?
Yeah,
to keep them off.
We really don't have rules. You know, we just be smart. You know that stuff doesn't go away what you put out there, and try to educate them more than anything. That you're representing University of New Mexico. You're representing the football team. You know, when you're done, you want to go compete with Johnny. When you're done playing and be a content creator, then you can open up your
let's go
your deal. But be smart. You know, and again, a lot of our boosters fit in that 45 to 70-year-old thing, so we want to be smart with that. So we try to educate them, but we don't have like strict rules. You can't do this, can't do that. You know, I'd say it's been rare. You know, maybe one or two times in the 4 years I've been a head coach where I had to pull a guy aside and say, "Hey, you want to think about that?"
Yeah. Well, it's just new. It's still so new, right? And the generation that's coming up, they know nothing but it, right? We know a time without it. Like, I'm glad you brought that up because think of all of our legends, right? Imagine if Michael Jordan had an Instagram account.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, buddy. We'd probably be talking about Michael Jordan a little different.
Big game tomorrow, leaving the casino at 6 a.m.
For real, dog. Imagine the selfie with all his chips and some blonde chick right next to him, dog. Like, it would be a different conversation. That's why, again, yes, I am a LeBron fan. Argue with your fucking moms, right? That's why it adds to LeBron's whole thing. The fact that he came up in this era, right? And he was able to handle it with class or a very good PR person. One or the other.
I was about to say.
So what, dog? Same difference.
He just hit it better.
Same difference, bro. Same difference, dog. Right? You got to understand what you know and understand what you don't know. And I would assume that would be I would worry about that too, especially being a coach, because the youngsters, they're like trying to follow the trends. They want to record everything. They want to document it all, right? And you can make some mistakes that you record that you wish weren't on film.
No question.
I'm so glad we didn't have it when I was in high school, dude. Woo, there's shit I don't want to look back on film. Tell you that for sure. I'm glad that it exists here and nowhere else in physical media.
Just in the memory.
Just in the memory, which is getting a little hazy, right? So,
so it never happened then.
Yeah, so did it really happen, or am I talking it up a little bit, right? Coach, man, I look forward to what you're bringing to the table. I look forward to next year. I look forward to lighting the torch.
We'll get that lined up.
To getting Jason to a Jason game, and we'll be adjacent to Jason.
We have you two, Leonard. We have all you guys the sideline for game.
Let's get it. It's gonna be dope, Coach. Thank you for pulling up, man. This was fun. We rarely get a chance to talk about mainly just sports, and I fucking love it. Haven't had a chance to talk football in a while, so thank you for being on the platform. Thank you for loving our culture, and thank you for swifting it around, shifting it up a little bit.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for getting us back out there. Thank you for giving me a reason to go to a fucking tailgate party.
Tailgate's gonna be popping next year.
Let's go. We'll be there next year. Until next time, respect the connect. Peace.
Yeah.
It's thicker than that.